Welcome to the beginning of our new series on the major literary eras. In this series, we are going to be talking about the evolution of literature from the classical period down to the contemporary era. So we're going to highlight the defining features of these eras, the writers, and their works. Today, we are going back to the very beginning, the classical period. In this era, stories were not just seen as entertainment. They were explanations of the world, the gods, destiny, human suffering, and human greatness. Every literary work during this era was shaped by the belief that the gods controlled human destiny and that fate was inescapable. Now, one of the biggest contributions of this era is the epic poetry. These narrative poems follow powerful heroes who embarked on noble quests. Picture armored warriors riding into battles, facing monsters, saving kingdoms, and defending their honor. These were men who had immense virtue and moral character. The most famous writer of epic poetry at that time was Homer, who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. So the Iliad tells the story of the Trojan War and the rage of Achilles, while the Odyssey tells the story of Odysseus' journey home. But the classical period is not just about heroes reigning. This period also birthed the genre known as tragedy. So tragic works revolve around a tragic hero. This hero is usually a person of noble character, who has so many virtues, but possesses this one fatal flaw, which is often always excessive pride, which eventually leads to his downfall. A classic example of a tragic work is Sophocles' Oedipus Rex, which revolves around a brilliant king brought down by the very fate that he tries to escape. So this story is what inspires the Nigerian play The Gods Are Not to Blame, which is written by our beloved playwright Olairotimi. But the classical era wasn't all tragedies. It also produced sharp, witty comedies. An example of such is Aristophanes' Lysistrata. In this play, the women of Greece band together and decide to withhold intimacy from their husbands until the men decide to end the war. It's bold and funny, and in many ways, it is surprisingly feminist, even though it was written long before feminism became a recognized movement. In spite of the influence of myths and gods, the period wasn't just mystical, it was also highly rational. It was the age of great philosophers like Plato and Aristotle, whose work explore ethics, logic, politics, knowledge, art, and literature. All these ideas did not just disappear. In the next episode, we are going to discuss how this transition happened and what defined the literature of the next era, the medieval era. The myths, the heroic ideals, and the philosophical foundations of the classical period also directly shaped the literature that came after it. For more educational insights, please check out our channel. See you in the next one.